I can't think of an intro. All the fucking intros I've written down for this video, they're all shit. They're all just really bad. Like my top 10 ideas. What a segue. Fucking just start it. Do you know that one of my favourite gaming pastimes is to... Oh shit, that would have been a much better video. Ah, fuck it. Too late now. I used to spend so much time as a kid looking through the little icons on my PS2 memory cards. Whether I was trying to free up space for a new save file or was just bored off my tits and had nothing better to do, I'd explore these things like it was the next big open world experience. A lot of developers don't really care and just put whatever random image from the game they can to try and save time, while others have a keen eye for detail and feel the need to insert creativity into a simple save icon. So how could I resist the temptation to gather up my favourites and make a fucking video about it? For this list, I'll be making my choices based off of two things: how the icon relates to the game it's from, and if I even like it in the first place. Let's begin. All I had of Ratchet & Clank 2 as a child was a demo that I got with my PlayStation 2, and as magnificent as that demo is, unfortunately, I was left wondering for years what the save icon could possibly have been. Those were the dark years of my existence, until I just had to find out. I'd seen what bland results we got from the first and third game in the series, just a square with Clank's mug on it, but then I got to see it, after years of waiting. It's the Ratchet decoy from within the game. How clever. Honestly, it does actually stand out from the other icons from this series, and the Acme level quality of the decoy in the game gave me a laugh when I first saw it. And as I'm sure you've figured out by now, there is literally nothing exciting to talk about with these fucking things, so I really have my work cut out for me. Buzz is a party game with a bagillion differently themed spin-offs, much like the SingStars, Guitar Heroes and iToys of the world. It's a trivia game. The one I have is about Australia.
Had he not died in World War II, which royal duke would have become Australia's Governor General?
Duke of York?
Could be a bit of a Barney here.
Oh, that's just fucking bullshit! The games were hosted by this annoying ass bastard, so of course, his very punchable face is in my memory card too. As much as I can't stand the arrogant twat, I do like this icon. Not to be immature or anything, but the facial expression and his glasses falling off makes it look like this picture was taken mid-jizz. Seriously, that's the face I make, and that makes it relatable. The Tony Hawk series is responsible for filling up so many of my memory cards over the years. Whenever I got a new game, I had to spend 20 minutes deleting all of my custom parks and skaters to make way for this to be here. But while all of the games just had generic icons, I like Thug's generic icons the best. They share the same personality the game was trying to capture, and the darker red is much cooler than the bright yellow or muted orange and grey some of the other games have. That still doesn't change the fact that I hate all of these games for taking up so much goddamn space. And to think I could fit 9,523,809 created skaters on a 1TB PS4 hard drive. Oh, how times have changed. Wrestling games are probably the single greatest video game genre to ever exist. Who wants a first-person shooter, flying simulator, or an open-world RPG when you can have SmackDown? Shut your mouth. the single entity that is all of that rolled up into a small package. While the save icon for this game is just a simple animated ladder with the company logo on it, I feel like it fits perfectly for this game. I get a warm, nostalgic tingle when I see it, as this game was the peak of hardcore weapons and backstage brawling the series ever saw. Most people would argue Here Comes the Pain is far superior, but I disagree. While its icon is a slutty statue, the game itself just doesn't compare for me. So shut your mouth and let's continue. Sorry, it seems I got a little aggressive there, but don't worry, the next spot is anything but aggressive.
Now I go cleaning windows to earn an honest bob. For a nosy Parker, it's an interesting job. Now it's a job that just...
It really upsets me when people take one look at iToy and shoot it down as dumb or not worth the time playing, because I fucking love it. Clearly, as a kid, I was always fascinated with the different camera tools available and being able to use my face as a feature in the game, and that's exactly what the first game did so right. When you make a profile, you have to take pictures of your face to represent you while you play. The end result is some less than flattering pictures both in-game and as the save icon for the memory card. Whenever I'm scrolling through looking for save files, I always enjoy stumbling across my stupid fucking face. But this icon I just made doesn't get the spot. No, the spot goes to all my old saves from when I was a little kid. Good lord, I was a chubby fuck, and clearly not much has changed. Wow, just look at how far I've come in 8 years. How depressing. Now we're starting to get into the classics. The Simpsons Road Rage is both one of the first PS2 games I owned and one of the first disappointing Simpsons-related video games. Actually, no, most of them are terrible. Seeing as this was one of my first games on the console, the icon for this game is burned into my mind. But really, it's nothing special. It's just Homer jumping and spinning around. Whoopie doopie doo. But the icing on the cake that blew my fucking balls off as a kid, when you go to delete the save file, it transforms into a three-eyed fish. Holy shitballs, did you see that? Can we get a slow-mo replay of that? Fucking genius. Of course, I only found that out because this game is terrible and doesn't deserve a spot on my memory card. But for that, it gets a spot on the list. Lucky bastard. The sweet and sadistic, well, not really sweet, but more like totally trauma-inducing manhunt is some of the creepiest shit I've ever played, and one of my favourite enemies in the entire game were the Smileys. Getting chased by these assholes through the asylum grounds scared the living shits out of me while playing this. So what better symbol of the game to serve as the memory card icon? Looking at it here, it kind of reminds me of the grenades in Battlefield Bad Company, and I like that. But what I don't like is when this thing turns around and I'm reminded of how my insides felt while getting cut to pieces in the shadows. That was a bit dramatic. It actually makes me chuckle at the very sight of it. I always found the Jak series so charming. The characters are all great, the games were gorgeous, and they always stood on their own, in between the stale, child-friendly stuff and the newer, grittier games for teens and adults at the time. Jak and Daxter is one of the only series that sits in the middle somewhere, making it stand out. This rambling is going somewhere, just bear with me. When you take a look at one of my many PlayStation 2 memory cards, you'll find that a lot of games, good and bad, generally have a basic logo or picture from the game. The Precursor Legacy, on the other hand, has Daxter impatiently waiting for you to delete your Lost Frontier save file. Daxter is one of my favourite characters in any game, so yeah, I'm biased on this one, but it does stand out from the crowd. While it is still a very basic icon, it's still great. Console versions of The Sims 2 is what I was injected with as a little stud, and they hooked me on the entire series ever since I first played them. The world of The Sims is totally nuts, and there is always so much crazy and cool stuff to find hidden within it. People like to give EA shit, but come on, it's the mark of a strong company to put Easter eggs in the fucking save files. For The Sims 2, we just have a simple plumb bob. Yes, that's what it's called for all of you laughing at me for being a Sims nerd. However, much like Road Rage earlier, threatening to delete the file brings up a tombstone instead. Brilliant! As awesome as the Grim Reaper coming to your house and sleeping with your mother. What? Pets does the same, but Castaway, it has a nice tropical island. But when you choose to delete it to make room for your Caveman Rock save file, the tree fucking dies. Jesus, that's brutal! I was 12 when I first saw that, and it actually made me upset. I don't know why, it's kind of a simple thing, really. Well, now that I'm sad all over again, here are some honourable mentions. If you don't know what AFL is, then you're clearly not Australian. It's one of the country's main ball sports, and it's much harder hitting than some of the pussy playground shit some of you other countries have. When it's played well, even a non-sports fan like myself can't help but sit and watch it. But anyway, the games, they're kind of terrible. To be fair, this is the only AFL game I've ever played, 2005. It's really not much of a game, even for a sports game. So why am I talking about it? Its memory card icon isn't much either. It's just a footy. Do not fret, procrastinating viewer, it's okay. This is not the top spot of the list. This game includes an iToy compatible feature known as iToy Cameo. It's a process, but it allows you to scan your face to create a 3D model, which I presume can be used in the game somewhere. But fuck that, we're here for the save icon, and yes, it's my dumb head. I'm sorry, but that is the single greatest feature in any video game of all time. It's just so fucking dumb that I can't help but laugh every time I see it. Apparently, this isn't the only game to feature iToy Cameo, but who cares? This made me so happy, and for that, it gets the #1 spot on this list. Well, that was my top 10 PlayStation 2 memory card icons. I hope you enjoyed them. Let me know what your favourites are with a comment below, followed with liking, subscribing, and sharing the video. I'm Square Eye Jack, and have a great fucking day. Thanks for watching.